What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with the weekly reset for the 12th of September in Destiny 2. And in this one we'll cover the changes coming up this week. Plus, as always, we'll jump in and check out the main rewards and vendor inventories, including the Eververse refresh, vendors such as Banshee and ShADA-1, but also new quest steps, seasonal rewards, and unlocks for the week. And so as always guys, I hope you enjoy this one and find it useful. If you do, be sure to get subscribed and I'll keep you posted with more Destiny content. But otherwise, let's get into it. And so initially, as always, we are going to get new quest steps for the main season quest, so be sure to take a look at the helm for notifications on that one, and as always I'll keep you posted if we get any crazy story beats this week. Also in the game this week, after signing in from the reset right here, we can see there are double Nightfall rewards all week long. Of course, on top of that, we also have the return of Grandmaster Nightfalls this week, so certainly it's going to be a good time to jump into the Nightfalls and let us know down below if you plan to run some. Up next though, we'll get onto the Eververse store for the week. It is worth mentioning initially, we have the flashback for Season of the Worthy right here on the front page, so if you fancy picking up any of the Season of the Worthy items, of course, they are available once again as part of a kind of special event this season. They are silver purchases, as we can see, so none of this stuff is available for Bright Dust, but there is the option there at least if you want to pick them up. Onto this week's items which are featured for Bright Dust in the Eververse store though. We'll initially start on the front page right here. So we have the Sparrow Getaway exotic emote, which is 3,250 Bright Dust. So quick preview of that one right there. Rather interesting looking thing if you fancy picking it up this week. Additionally though, we have the Xenothalassic Voyage exotic ship, which hopefully I said the name correct for right there. This is 2,000 Bright Dust this week. A rather curious looking thing right there if you want to pick it up. Up next though, we have the Unspun Fate Transman effect available for 450 Bright Dust, so once again, bit of a preview if you want to get some strand action on the go. And then for the shaders on the front page, initially, we have Oiled Gunmetal available right here. As always, all of the shaders are available for 300 Bright Dust, and additionally on the front page, there is the Springtide Faint shader available as well. Onto the main Bright Dust page though, we have the Square Dance Legendary emote, which is a new one for this season, so this is available for 700 Bright Dust this week. On top of that though, we also have the Olfactory Gesture, if I'm saying that one correctly, a rare emote there, which is available for 400 Bright Dust this week, so there's a quick preview of that one. On top of that though, we have the Clean Lines exotic Ghost Shell right here for 2,850 Bright Dust, so if you missed this one back in Season of Defiance, it's available this week. On top of that though, there is the Trustworked Clipper exotic ship, which is up for 2,000 Bright Dust right there. A pretty cool one. Have a quick preview of the trail. And then on top of that, we've got the Vice Cruiser exotic Sparrow, which is 2,500 Bright Dust. A very blocky, very curious looking Sparrow right there. Then for 1,250 Bright Dust this week, we've got the Irenaeus SG-1, probably saying that one wrong. Man, they're really throwing the titles at us this week, but of course it's the ornament for conditional finality, so if you're lucky enough to own the raid exotic right there, you can add this to collections this week. And then we have the Saint 14 projection right here for 1,500 Bright Dust, a legendary ghost projection there, which is pretty cool. And moving on to the second page of shaders featured right here, initially, we've got Bloody Tooth. Once again, all of the shaders are 300 Bright Dust. On top of that, there is the Gloam Strife shader available this week as well. And then we've got the Seven Sisters shader right there, which is a pretty nice one available in the store this week. And once again, Springtide Faint, which was also on the front page. Then we have the Vex Arrival Transman effect, so quick preview of that one for 450 Bright Dust this week. Additionally, there is the Minotaur Effects Transman effect there as well. And finally, for the Eververse store, we have the Pyramid Entrance Transman effect that you can grab this week if you want to. So let us know down below if you plan to pick anything up from this store this week. That does, however, take us on to Banshee's featured rewards. Keep in mind, these will rotate and change throughout the course of the week, so as always, it's worth checking in with Banshee at various intervals, but we've got the Whispering Slab here with Archer's Tempo and Sympathetic Arsenal, and then there is the Planck Stride Machine Gun with Grave Robber, as well as Pugilist, which is interesting. There's also the Contingency Plan Scout Rifle with Tunnel Vision and Frenzy, and then we've got the Pizzicato 22 SMG here with Mulligan and Demolitionist, as well as the Galoo RR3, and this week it has Steady Hands as well as Golden Tricore. But moving over to the second page at Banshee, we've got the Persis D Scout Rifle with Shoot to Loot and Vorpal Weapon. Then there is the Glissando 47, which has Perfect Float and One for All, as well as the Pleiades Corrector here with Field Prep and Elemental Capacitor. Then there's the Ogma PR6 pulse rifle. This one's got Demolitionist and One for All, as well as the Marcillian Sea Grenade Launcher with Stats for All and Incandescent, which actually might be a bit of fun right there in that role. It's pretty good with Incandescent, obviously less of a sort of DPS weapon and more for ad control, but certainly there are particular encounters in the game where stuff like this can be fairly decent, so maybe one to grab this week. But then we've got the Geodetic HSM sword available here, and this has Tireless Blade and One for All. So let us know if you plan to grab anything from Banshee, but once again, be sure to keep an eye on that rotation of items throughout the course of the week. And finally, for vendors at least, let's check in with ShADA-1 down here in the annex. For the armor this week, she's got the Terra Concord set, so be sure to check in on your various characters if you need to pick any of this up to add to collections, or if you're interested in the stat rolls. But for featured shaders here, which of course cost 10,000 Glimmer, initially we have the Dark Omolon shader, which is a pretty cool one. On top of that, there is the Bray Innovation shader. I think these actually might be ones that she hasn't sold recently. Let us know down below. Finally though, there is the Dead Orbits Fade as well, so if you're looking to add a nice black and white shader to collections there, it's a good opportunity to do so. To round out some of the rewards right here though, on Friday we'll get the return of Trials of Osiris, so that'll come in the daily reset the same time that Xur arrives, and the featured weapon for Trials this week will be the Igneous Hammer Hand Cannon. Of course that's been updated a little bit this season. So it's the featured reward for Friday, but keep in mind as well that Bungie announced they are buffing Trials drops at post matches, so there'll be much higher chances of getting non-adept drops of Igneous Hammer this week. So if you want the opportunity to pick the weapon up, it'll be a good time to jump in. Otherwise though, once again, Crota's End will reset this week, so if you're still hunting down Essence of the Oversoul or any of the weapon drops, good luck with that RNG. And if it's the Root of Nightmares you're jumping into, this week we'll see the Illuminated Torment challenge, and Mikkel's Reverence will be the featured weapon. That is of course the sidearm for the raid. So it's a good opportunity to hunt that one down as well. But very finally, we have the featured Lost Sectors for the week. So for today, September 12th, we get Exodus Garden 2A dropping exotic helmets. Then on the 13th, we'll see Sepulture dropping exotic legs. And that's followed by Extraction dropping exotic gauntlets on September 14th. Then we'll see Metamorphosis on the 15th dropping exotic chest pieces, before moving over to the Moon with K1 Revelation on September 16th, which will be dropping exotic helmets. K1 Communion on September 17th, dropping exotic legs, and very finally, we'll get K1 Crew Quarters on the 18th, which will be dropping exotic gauntlets. And so those may be useful if you're still hunting down any of the exotic armor pieces from this season. Otherwise though, for today guys, that's what we have to round up in the vendor videos. So as always, I hope this one has been useful, and if it has, a rating below really does help us out on the channel. But also be sure to get subscribed so I can keep you posted with more Destiny content. Otherwise though, as always, I appreciate you tuning in, and whatever you get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.